everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Let's turn a paper napkin into designer paper. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by. Welcome to all of my new subscribers. Welcome to all of my new friends, and welcome back to my longtime subscribers and friends. Thank you guys so much for the wonderful way in which you support me and my channel. I really do appreciate it. Today we're going to take this beautiful napkin and we're going to make our own designer paper, and we're going to use that paper and we're going to make a beautiful card, and we're also going to use a napkin to make the envelope. So I'll give you a closer look in just a minute, but y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. So look at this napkin. Isn't it gorgeous? It's actually too pretty to be a napkin. This just screams, turn me into designer paper. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the card that I made. I simply used a portion of that napkin, used a nice piece of ephemera, and then when you open the card, I used a little rub-on here and another piece of ephemera here. And look at how gorgeous this is. This is a 5.5 by 4.25 inch card. So it is a pretty standard size card. We're going to take this beautiful napkin and we're going to make another card, and we're going to make an envelope. So here's what we're going to need to do that. So for the card and envelope, we're actually going to use one full napkin and then 1/4 of another napkin. Then we're going to have our white pieces. We will have two pieces that measure 3 3/4 by 5. I have this green mat that measures 4 by 5.25. Then I have the base for my card, and I'm using this beautiful pastel lemon, and this measures 8.5 by 5.5. Then to add the adhesive, I am going to be using some of that double-sided sheet paper that I shared with you guys in a previous video. In the past, I've used my Xyron to apply the adhesive. If you have a Xyron that goes up to 9 inches, you can definitely use that. If you have the Xyron Creatopia, works perfect for this as well. If you don't have a Xyron and you don't have these sticker sheets, you can also use a multi-purpose spray adhesive. I like to use Elmer's to spray the cardstock. Don't spray the napkin. Spray it on the cardstock that you're going to be placing down. And make sure that you do this outdoors, because the fumes can be toxic if inhaled. But all you're going to do is take it outdoors, give it a nice coating, bring it in, and immediately stick it to the napkin. You can also use a glue stick if you have a good quality glue stick and you want to take the time to go along the back. You can do that as well. Or you can use some Mod Podge or a thin layer of glue, put it down before you actually place it down to the napkin. There are so many different ways that you can achieve this look. I like to use my Xyron, which is what I use most of the time, but we can also achieve the same look with the other methods that I've shown you. Some people even use saran wrap or plastic wrap to get the two to stick. Whatever is going to work for you, that's what you should go with. So then I have the paper for my envelope, and this measures 8 by 11. So I'm going to take this piece of adhesive sheet and just reduce it in size, because I don't need to use as much of this as I have out, because you can save this piece for another project. So I am just going to peel away the backer from one side of this. This is a double-sided adhesive sheet, so I'm only peeling away one backer. And then I'm going to take this and place it down, and then I'm just going to trim out all the way around. So all I'm doing is going right up to the edge of my white paper and trimming out. And then I'm going to save these little strips, because I'll be able to use them to grab the edges of my paper. I am going to take one portion of my napkin and we're going to attach this. But before we do, we need to separate the napkin. My napkin has 3 plies, so I am using some of that extra that I had left over when I trimmed out the edges to grab on, which helps me to remove those layers. And you can save those because we can use that tissue paper on other projects. So here is our piece. I am going to take another piece of that excess that I had left over, put it down so that I can grab this piece and remove it. So now I can take this piece, we place it down, picking up whatever part of the napkin we want. I'm going to go ahead and just trim out because I'll save the rest of that napkin and I can use it to make the rest of my cards. So I'm just going to smooth that out. Then I'll take my finger blade and we're just going to go along those edges, removing the excess napkin. So now I have transferred the napkin to this piece of cardstock, and this is how we're able to make our own designer paper. So no matter the adhesive that you're using this technique is going to get you this beautiful look. So now we're going to go ahead and make our card. I am going to take the piece that measures 8.5 by 5.5, and on the 8.5 inch side, we're going to score this at 4 1/4. We'll fold on that score. Then I'll take the matte piece that measures 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to mount this piece that we covered in our napkin. We'll mount that to that piece. So the measurement size for this, remember, was 3 3/4 by 5. So I am going to take my tape runner. We're going to add some tape to the back. We're going to take this piece and we're going to place it down, trying to get it nice and centered. Then we'll add some more tape. We'll take this piece, and again, I am just going to try to get it placed down, nice and centered. Then I'll bring in the second card base that measures 3 3/4 by 5, and we are going to add some tape to the back. And now we'll open the card. And I'm going to place this right here at the bottom, trying to get it centered. And this will be for our writing space. And then I'm going to put down a rub-on as a decorative piece on the inside. And then I'll take this piece and we'll just burnish down that rub-on. And now I have this little flag that says happy, happy, happy. I'll just put that down using a little bit of tape. And I'm going to place it right here at the bottom so that we can have our writing space here at the top. So there's our card. And then on the outside I have Happy Day, which is a little piece of ephemera. And I'm going to place that right there. And I'm going to place it down using my tape. You can run these pieces through your Xyron. Even if you have the little 1-inch Xyron, the X, you can run it through that as well. Now I'm going to take Happy Day. And we're going to put it down. And just like that, we have created a most pleasant card. Now this beautiful sunny card needs an envelope. I am going to bring in another napkin, separate my 2 layers. Then I am going to bring in this piece of decorative cardstock. This is going to be my envelope, and we're going to turn this into double-sided cardstock. And we're going to do that by using one of the adhesive sheets that comes in the pack. I believe that the sheets are 9 by 12, and my decorative piece happens to be 8 by 11. So I am going to get this placed down like so. Get that nice and stuck. Now I can use my finger blade to go around and remove the excess. And I'm cutting right up to the edge of that paper. And so now we have our decorative cardstock mounted to the double-sided adhesive. We just need to peel away the second side of that double-sided adhesive. So I'm using that to grab it, peel that away, and now you can see the sheen. My adhesive is on the back. I am going to place this down, and I'm not worried about the folds in the napkin, so we'll slide that over. And I'm just going to place this down on this side. You can place it wherever you want. I just decided to place it there. Then I'm going to use my big old spatula to go back and iron out or smooth out some of those creases. And now that I have it pretty smooth, I am going to use my finger blade once again to go around the edges and trim out the excess napkin. And these napkins, just like the cardstock, just like the double-sided adhesive sheets, are from my stash. Just like the ephemera is from my stash. So we are working with what we already have. And we just remove that excess. And I'm going to go ahead and toss the excess because I really don't need to save it. And I'm going to make sure that I have everything nice and smooth. Now look at this beautiful piece of double-sided cardstock that we created using napkins. These are the things that we're able to do to shop your stash and pull out some of the napkins and some of the cardstock that you bought a while back. Even if it's single-sided cardstock, which mine started out as, we have now turned it into a beautiful double-sided cardstock that is going to work perfectly with this project. So now I'm going to bring my scoreboard back in, bring in my stylus, and on the 8-inch side, we're going to score this at 1 and at 7. And you can see that I am not tearing the napkin as I'm making my passes. Then on the 11-inch side, we're going to score this at 4. And see, the napkin is not tearing. And we're going to score it at 8.5. And now we can fold and burnish all of those scores. And now we're just going to make our envelope. So everywhere that we have an intersecting point, we're going to take the finger blade or scissors, whatever you're using, and cut in like that. cut in like that because we want to create that center tab. Then we can take the finger blade or scissors, angle in. We'll do the same thing on this side. We're going to cut in like that, and then cut in like that, and that's how we get the center tabs. Then we can angle in here, and here at the bottom we'll angle in as well. Then I'm going to take my scissors and just round these corners. So now your finished envelope is going to look like this. The widest part of that is the bottom, so we're ready to put it together. And because my tape runner is handy, I'm going to use that to put it together by placing a strip of tape there and a strip of tape here. And then I'll place some tape along the side of the bottom. Now we can take this and fold it up. And there we have a beautiful envelope for this card. So we can put it in just like that, fold it, and there's your envelope. This is fully mailable. To seal the envelope, I am going to do mine with just a little bit of double stick tape that I'll place right here. If you're mailing this, you can seal it with glue dots. You can even seal it with some glue itself, glue stick, whatever it is you want to use. You can use that to seal your beautiful envelope. So there we have our awesome Make a Card Monday. Look at how beautiful this is and how well coordinated it is. It started out as a napkin and some decorative cardstock and some plain cardstock that we pulled from the stash, and we turned it into this. Y'all, this is what we do on this channel. We take whatever we have around us, we craft it, and we turn it into something beautiful and useful. I am bringing that first card back in so that you can see we have the beautiful makings of a card set that is either perfect for keeping, gifting, or selling. It is totally up to you, but it starts with the beautiful napkin. So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed today's awesome Make a Card Monday, where we turned a napkin into our card. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.